Welcome back to Nerd Safari. I'm Simon.
I'm Ellie.
And if you enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell thing. That would be very kind of you indeed. And this is a big one, especially for me. I was a huge fan of the original movie, The Crow. It defined much of my late teens in a really embarrassing way. And I never believed that we needed a reboot, and I must admit, I saw the first look photos of Bill Skarsgård from the Vanity Fair a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, wow, this looks terrible. But I'm also a big fan of the Crow comic book. The original movie was very different from the comics, and I've also started to wonder, is there space in the world for a different interpretation of The Crow for a different generation? So trying to keep an open mind here, but the trailer for The Crow 2024 just dropped, and we are going to check it out for the very first time. While we watch the trailer, please tell us what you think. Do you think the new movie compares in any way to the original? What did you love about the original? What are you worried about with the new movie? Drop it in the comments below. For now, we're going to check out this new trailer. You want to see what we think about it? Then stick around until the end. But for now,
let's go.
Let's do this.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I feel that you're quite brilliantly broken.
You feel like my person?
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Wow. Oh my God.
Please don't do that!
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. And sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her.
Whoa.
I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them.
And killed you.
Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
First impulse. Anger. It's not anger. It's love.
Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain.
Wow.
You have no idea what hell awaits you.
Oh my God.
No, I do.
How many people have you loved?
I'll never be alone.
So, I'm somewhat conflicted, but you go first. What did you think of the trailer for The Crow?
It looked a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a bit more kind of a like-for-like remake, because I feel like the original was so good and so powerful. But it does look like they're going in an interesting new direction with this one.
Yeah, I do think there are some things that look similar. There are some things that look wildly different. You know, we had heard this is going to be a complete disaster. It's going to be the worst movie ever made. It doesn't look like that, does it? And I think whether you wanted a new Crow movie or not, we're going to get one in June. And this doesn't look anywhere near as terrible as some of the other Crow stuff that has come out. I mean, I actually quite liked The Crow City of Angels. It got terrible reviews, but I quite enjoyed it. Everything past then honestly got completely panned and just left me cold. This at least looks better than some of the Crow sequel movies. I'm kind of conflicted. I like some of the things that they've changed, just in that it makes it different to the original movie. Like, I think if they tried to make a frame-for-frame remake of the Brandon Lee movie, it would be terrible, and what's the point of doing that? So at least they've gone in a slightly new direction. I don't love everything. I do like the fact that I guess the boss is still top dollar. I like it that he's kind of a businessman, and it's kind of the Crow against corporate America. That's a different angle that we didn't see. I like the fact that the visuals are still quite dark, quite gothic. There's a bit more of like a gangster vibe, and I think that was intentional. And I guess that's the thing that resonated to me through the trailer, is the original movie really, I felt I related to it very closely. It really spoke to like that 90s goth, emo kind of culture. It had like an amazing soundtrack of some of the best music at the time. This movie seems to be aimed at a different demographic. Like, I'm probably not the target audience for this movie. It's probably aimed at a younger generation who listen to different kinds of music than me. They're probably not wearing a Pantera shirt. They're probably doesn't even feature Pantera on the soundtrack, unfortunately. But I think that's something I need to accept. Like, I'm a fanboy for the original movie. I may not be for the reboot, but there probably is another demographic who is. In the same way that every generation has their Star Wars, maybe every generation also has their Crow, and maybe this isn't... I'm not the generation it's focused on. But I thought there was enough there. The violence seemed uncompromising, which I like. It seemed incredibly gritty and violent. And which I think The Crow needs to be. It's a revenge story. I kind of liked some of the voiceover as well, about he's not driven by hate, he's driven by love. That was also kind of cool. And I think for me, one of the things I really liked about the concept of the original movie was... You've seen in horror movies for years this monstrous villain who's chasing down these poor innocent people and stumbling along, and you can shoot that monster as many times as you want and they're going to keep on coming, like whether that's the Terminator or the Predator or Michael Myers. In this case, I like it that the hero is that monster who cannot be killed, and I like that bit where he's walking up the stairs and they're shooting him with machine guns and he just keeps on coming. I really love that. The thing I'm not seeing here, though, and one of the reasons I'm conflicted, I really liked in the James O'Barr comics the supernatural elements. It was a lot more supernatural in the comics than it was in the original movie. It probably wouldn't have worked in the original movie to do that. I was expecting to see more supernatural elements in this Bill Skarsgård version and didn't see as much, so I don't know whether we're going to see that. It was something that the director was talking about and promised, but I just don't see that in the trailer. And I was kind of interested in seeing a bit more of a supernatural Crow than just like a gritty gangster, revenge movie. But I don't know, maybe it'll surprise us when we see more. But yeah, I must admit, I'm still 50-50. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm either going to watch it and be pleasantly surprised, or I'm going to hate watch it and then complain forever about how terrible it was. But I definitely will watch it. How about you? Is there enough there that would make you spend your hard-earned money at the cinema?
I think so. I mean, it does look like a powerful movie. I quite like the visuals, and I do feel like the different direction they've gone in makes it kind of, in a way, more compelling than a shot-for-shot remake. Yeah,
I agree. And I did think that the murder scene looks horrifying, right? It looks
suffocation.
Yeah, it looks brutal. Which, is something I liked, actually, about The Crow City of Angels, was the fact that it was a child who was killed, and just the horror that the character goes through then drives his passion for revenge. And I like it that, again, we see a hero going after every single one of the people responsible. So there was a lot to like. I was pleasantly surprised. It didn't seem a disaster, as a bunch of other YouTube channels are claiming. It also didn't seem perfect, and I still question whether we even need this movie. But like I said, we're going to get it whether we want it or not. So it's a question of whether we're going to spend our money at the box office. Well, anyway, thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed our reaction to The Crow. We'll keep you posted as we learn more about this one. But until then, we will see you on the next Nerd Safari, friends.
Peace out, nerds.